And you son of a. Okay, there we go.
We good?
Yeah, okay. We're good.
All right, we're gonna get there, y'all.
All right. And welcome to Triad Hip Hop Podcast. This episode
251.
251. I'm your boy. Well, I'm your, like my man say, want to go black to Africa. I'm your man, not your boy.
Right.
I'm your man, how it was, and my man's right here.
Kurt, what's up, y'all?
What up?
We appreciate y'all checking us out once again, week after week.
Yep.
So yeah, we are in a new location, undisclosed.
You know what I'm saying? We got no to start on these niggas for a minute, son. You start on these niggas, son. We out here. We got the loft going on, son.
Living like kings.
You know what I'm saying? We out here. We overlooking you peasants right now, man. We overlooking you.
We might be on the top of New York somewhere.
We on the top, son. We got the top drink. You know what I'm saying? We out here. I'm just playing.
Yes, sir.
I'm wild. But it is. We in a good spot.
Yeah, man, definitely, man. It's been a long week. A lot of moving and stuff like that. So I'm a little tired. But glad to be back doing it again. So how was your week? I know you and your girl went and saw a show.
Yeah, week was pretty good. A little bittersweet. I'm supposed to be in school right now, but
okay.
The money, so
playing hooky.
Yeah, Well, I'm gonna get that fixed up. So it is what it is. So but yeah, man, we but other than that, I'm doing all right. We went to sing Kev on stage, and he had Tahir and Tony Baker.
Oh, Tahir was there?
Yeah, Tahir is
cool. That's a trio right there. They doing the special commercials now.
Tahir's stand-up is hilarious.
Yeah.
It's hilarious.
I've seen a little bit of his before. He is funny, man.
He is hilarious. I think out of the three, I think he was the best because he had he had people barreling over laughing. So he pretty much had it. But I think Kev was pretty good. I like Kev's performance. He was kind of like the mid. And then Tony Baker, I hate to say it, he was the weakest. Oh. But it wasn't bad. It wasn't like, oh my God, shut up. But it was just, you know what I'm saying? Like if you didn't really know him for the voice,
right?
You know what I'm saying? But it was still good. He still had some laughable moments. You were talking about him being scared and shit. Yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? I live in the city, man. You know what I'm saying? I got neighbors. Man, you in the country, man. Shit, man. You out there taking your trash out at night and you hear like a twig break. Who out there? He's like,
that's why I ain't living out in the country there. I don't need no little critters coming up to me.
Man.
So, well, how did they do the order? Who went first, second?
Yeah, Tahir, pretty much the way I said Tahir, Kev. Usually Kev on stage closes.
That's what I was thinking.
And when Kev closes, it's man, he has to really bring it because he's going behind Tony Baker. But Tony Baker closed it out, this time. But it was still good. It was worth, you know what I'm saying, especially my girlfriend, she followed Kev on stage when he was like ain't nobody.
Wow.
Like nobody. And just and watched him grow from, to where he is now. So yeah, it's definitely dope.
Yeah, man, he's come a long way, man. And I think he's a genius when it comes to the comedy, man.
Yeah.
You know who's really good? What's my man's name? The other one that's got a pretty big social media following.
Ryan Davis.
Yes, Ryan Davis. His stand-up is hilarious, man.
Yeah, I gotta see. Yeah, I definitely gotta see.
He's one you don't think he would be that great at stand-up, but he is hilarious.
Oh man, let me tell you, I love the fact that he roasted the shit out of Kevin Durant.
Yeah,
that shit was hilarious. Mm-hmm. He's like, man, you just a trash comedian. So man, I didn't call you out your name. I just said all I did was just said that all of us don't win championship.
Right.
And and it was like, I mean, dude, you don't have. KD ought to know. Yeah, you don't fuck with a comedian.
Right, exactly.
You don't heckle a heckler.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
he's like, this is what I do.
Yeah, I do this.
Come on, man.
I do this.
Yeah, man. I'm glad y'all got to see that show, man. There's a show that's coming this weekend in Greensboro that I wanted to see, but I don't. Funds ain't right, but my man Gary Owen is going to be here this week.
Oh, yo.
Yeah, he's going to be.
Man, I would love to see him, man.
Yeah, he's going to be
that
motherfucker.
Yeah, funny.
He's hilarious, man.
Yeah, I seen that. Not to, if Gary Owen, if you are listening, I don't want you to think that I didn't have the money at the time, but shit got on Tubi. So I was look, Tubi my shit, man. I don't give a fuck.
Tubi got the hook.
All right, so I don't give a fuck what nobody says. So Tubi nice.
Yeah, man.
Tubi nice. I hear the memes. I see the movies that the people that originally owned with the. You seen that shit with the gun? Man, that shit that shoot the gun. My man up there breathing heavy. And shoot and talk about it curved the bullet. They hit the tree. I was like, yo, that's some bullshit.
So like the Wanted movie. Dying. They have the funniest shit on there. Little African movies.
But when they get stuff like the comedians and stuff, like they had Gary Owen special on there, so I went and watched it. But yeah, man, definitely somebody I would love to see. But
that's what's up, man. Nah, man, but it's been a good week, man. You know what I mean? It's been a good week for me, just tiring. So I'm just, still resting up, man. But it is what it is. But yeah, other than that, man, we can jump into the show. We got a couple of people we want to give a rest in peace to, you know what I mean? So over the last few days, we lost rapper and friend to Timbaland, Magoo, who they used to be a group together called Timbaland and Magoo, and they, had a few hit songs. So Magoo was only like 50, I believe.
Yeah, that was sad.
Yeah, and then we lost Clarence Avant, you know what I mean, which is really sad. He put a lot of work into the music business. And we also lost one of the members of Junior Mafia just within the past 24 hours, Chico Del Vec. Yeah, man. I don't know what happened with him. They haven't really disclosed what made him pass away, but I mean, he had to be in like his early 40s. He couldn't even be past 45.
Yeah.
So it's like, what the heck happened to him? Because I mean, they didn't say it was a tragic death, as far as I know. It wasn't like a shooting or anything like that. But
yeah,
I just, we keep all of them in our thoughts and prayers. And I know their families are struggling right now. You know what I mean? That's tough, man.
And with the Clarence Avant thing, his wife was killed last year.
Yep, just a year ago, man. Just lost his wife. Yep. Yeah, as soon as they announced it, I was like, dang, right after his wife. So yeah, let's give them a moment of silence just to pay our respects. All right, thank y'all for doing that with us. Appreciate that.
Yep.
All right, so let's go ahead and jump into some stuff here. I got a few birthdays I got to go through. So there was one that I meant to that should have been announced last week, which was Young Dolph. His birthday was on the 11th, which would have been last Friday. Matter of fact, also I got a nephew on the 11th. My nephew Ty King. He's on the 11th as well, so happy birthday to both of them, and Young Dolph, rest in peace. We still remember the tragic death, of him.
That was a year ago, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was about a year ago. So no more than a year and a half, something like that. But yeah, that's really messed up. And then on the August 15th, we had another one, Nipsey Hussle, rest in peace and happy birthday to him.
Yep.
Another tragic death for the hip hop community. Also on the 15th, we have my man Chief Keef. You know what I mean? Happy birthday. On the 16th, which is today, we got Charlie Baltimore. We also got Young Thug. And we got my man from the Wu-Tang, Killer Priest. Yes, sir.
Basic instructions before leaving Earth.
Yes, sir. Man, if y'all want my favorite verse from Killer Priest, well, you know what? I'm not even gonna get into that, but yeah, we'll leave it alone. Joyner Lucas, happy birthday to him. He's on the 17th, which is tomorrow.
All right.
Coming up on the 18th, another Wu-Tang member, Master Killer, also got some dope verses out there that'll chop your head off. Yes, sir. Also on the 18th, Everlast, you know what I mean? My man's, still doing his thing out there somewhere. He done switched genres and stuff a few times, but, he's still doing his thing.
I rise to the top. I never eat a pig because the pig is a cop. I better yet, it's Terminator.
Like Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Trying to play me out like
as if my name was Sega.
But I ain't. I ain't gonna. Everlast is nice. I don't care. I don't care what y'all say, man. I know Eminem clowned them and all this other stuff, but Everlast is nice.
Yeah, I think they might have kind of.
Yeah, I think cool. Yeah, I think they cool. Yeah, they cool. Yeah, they way cool now.
Throw some shots at each other for a minute there, but that was years ago.
Yeah.
But yeah. On the 19th, coming up, happy birthday to Fat Joe.
Fat Joe time.
Yes, sir. Also on the same day, Nate Dogg, rest in peace and happy birthday to him.
Yeah.
Another one we lost in the community. Also on the 19th, Romeo Miller, you know what I mean? Remember him as Little Romeo. He's still out there doing his thing. I think does he still do Love and Hip Hop, I think? I don't know. But shout out to Romeo. Coming up on the 20th, we got my man Little C's also representing Junior Mafia. Happy birthday to him. Also on the 20th, KRS-One, the Blast Master, the teacher, you know what I mean? The founder of Boogie Down Productions, you know what I mean?
We take the wackest songs
and make it better.
Remember, let us hear yours.
Yes, sir, man.
Yo.
That beat, man, I still love that beat. That's one of my favorite beats. Criminal minded, you've been blinded. Looking for a style like mine, you can't find it. Man, listen, that's my joint right there. So anyway, then one last birthday on the August 22nd, we got my man Jizza from the Wu-Tang. So that's 3 people from the Wu-Tang. We got Leo Nation in the building.
Yeah,
come on, y'all. Clap it up, man. Clap it up. Let's give him some clap, you know what I mean? Leo's represent, you know what I mean? Stand up, man.
Yeah. Oh, and happy belated birthday, sir.
Thank you.
I apologize because, again, funds ain't right.
Oh, no, you good, man.
Might get some tomorrow.
You and Brittany hooking us up with the tickets to the Force, man. So, I appreciate both of y'all for that, man.
Right.
Make sure you tell her.
Give her a applause for that.
Yes, sir. Shout out to Brittany for that, man.
Yeah.
I appreciate her for that. Let's jump into our question of the day. So how we came up with a good question of the day for us. You want to go through that for him?
Yeah. Should we pay attention to the hip hop lists that are outside the people, people from our culture? Let me read that again because I wrote it down. I was trying to.
Yeah.
Should we pay attention to hip hop lists that are from people outside the culture? And what I mean is like people like Complex, fucking Billboard.
Right.
I mean, BET did some whack shit, but I will give them this. Now, the little bracket thing they did was all right. I mean, it wasn't the best, but it was all right. I like that.
Definitely.
That was a little bit more, thought out.
Yeah. Definitely a good effort on BET's part.
So I give BET that.
I hope they do something good for the Hip Hop Awards, which usually air every year in October. So I know we're not too far away from that. So hopefully y'all do something big for hip hop's anniversary as well.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, shout out to BET, man, for the bracket joint. That was kind of dope. But yeah, I mean, to me, I don't really take those lists too seriously when it's somebody who's an outsider who's not really vested in hip hop. You know what I mean? Who don't really know the culture. So it's cool, but they're more so. A lot of them are going on popularity. So they might say, somebody like MC Hammer was the best rapper because he sold so many records, or Vanilla Ice or whatever. And it's not even about the sales, you know what I mean? It's a lot deeper than that. So I typically, when I see those lists that come out for people who are not really deep into the culture, I just laugh at them, man. That's about all I can do because I can't take them serious. So that's how I feel. What do you think?
Well, you know what I'm saying? Everybody's entitled to their opinion. Like,
of course,
and this is like the whole Melly Mel thing and stuff like that. When you're a fan, you can have your list, you can have this, that, and the third. You can dictate, you know what I'm saying? You could say what it is. But if you're like big conglomerate, you know what I'm saying, you trying to influence the masses and just kind of like try to rewrite history or try to, you know, push a certain agenda, I can't respect that. You know what I'm saying? Because like, you know, just because certain people don't make a zillion, just sold a zillion records, don't mean they didn't contribute or did anything for hip hop. I mean, I know I shout out him a lot, but Doggy Diamonds put a hell of a list together about the 50 artists you should listen to. You should know if you're a hip hop fan. And incredible list. Off the bat, he said DITC. So I definitely want to shout that out.
DITC, digging in the crates. Yeah. You better do your homework on them.
So, you know what I'm saying? So, like, my thing on that is, even though I'm from the South and everything, and, you know, I do, you know, the South do have a plethora of lyricists and things that don't get recognized too. But the fact that he said DITC was great. He also mentioned MJ, 8-Ball MJG. So okay. He's like, yeah, man. A lot of people talk about Outkast and Andre. They give him the flower, but MJG was nice with it. You know what I'm saying? So that's the thing, man. It's good to, you know, like people from far away. Don't matter where they at. They recognize the talent. So
that's it.
You know what I'm saying? And I think that's what it's about, the talent and then like what you bring. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, the sales are important. I get that. I mean, the group got to make their money. I understand that. People got to make their money. I understand that. But it ain't all about just, you know what I'm saying, just sales. Like, oh, it's sales because it's just, you know, this is what the metric we going by. And then really they just slap, to me, they just slap names on there just to make it stick. Just like we got something to see if it sticks.
Right.
There's nothing thought out.
Right.
So I think what we need to do as a podcast for the 50th,
okay,
we need to come out with a list.
Okay. I'm in agreement with that.
We need to come out with a list, and what we're going to do is have like criteria. We won't have it in any order, so we don't piss anything off.
Right.
But what we're going to do, we're going to have like a little grading scale.
Okay.
And it won't be in any order, but we'll have a grading scale, and we'll do that, and then, you know what I'm saying, and then that way it'll be like, okay, I see what you did there. Okay, that kind of makes sense. You know, this is decent, or this sucks, whatever.
Right.
But we're gonna at least put, you know, our criteria and what we think, as opposed to just throwing names up there.
Exactly. So I agree with that, man. We're gonna come up with a good list for y'all. And we'll share it, you know, on one of our future shows. So be on the lookout for that, man. I love making a list, man.
Yeah, we're going to do that.
Yeah, man. This is what I do, man. I love hip-hop. So let's do it. All right. So y'all let us know what y'all think of the question of the day. You know, should we really pay attention to these lists when they come from these third parties that are really not into hip-hop, like you know, real hip-hop heads? You know what I mean? So, yeah, we want to hear from y'all. Put it in the comments.
Yep.
All right, so let's move on to some new music. So I got a couple of joints, you know what I mean? First off, Philly represent, my man RJ Payne just dropped a new joint called Blood Sports on Spotify.
Okay.
You know what I mean? He always putting out the fire, man. That dude is just so consistent, man. It's like you would think this dude would just never get tired. I'm like, how do you just put out so much? Every time I turn around, he's putting out something new. I'm like, this dude just got a lot of joints, man, just stored up. You know what I mean? So I love that, man. So anyway, shout out to RJ Payne. Just heard a new joint that represents the West Coast, produced by DJ Muggs. Featuring Ice Cube.
Yep.
MC Ren.
Yep.
And Be Real.
Oh, that shit go.
Man.
Oh!
That shit go hard as fuck, man. Shout out to Muggs, man. He always going hard with his joints, man. That's one of those. He's another one when it comes to producers. His name is not thrown out there as much as it should be.
Nah.
He needs to be out there way more. Trust me on that one.
Because if it wasn't for Muggs, you wouldn't have Alchemist.
Right.
And I'm saying that shit with a straight.
Yeah, absolutely. That shit is facts, man. So that song is called Dump. You know what I mean? So y'all go check that out, man. They dumping on y'all.
Yeah, it's definitely. I actually listened to it today, and because I kind of wanted. I didn't mean to cut you off though.
No, you good.
But usually I listen to podcasts and other stuff. And I was like, you know what? Celebrating hip hop. Like, I just want to not. I mean, I'm pretty much gonna hear the same bullshit. Let me at least listen to some music, man. I put that on, and it had like that. I just felt like that the 90s. Yeah, it had that whole feel of the Black Sunday album. That the ain't going out like that. That beat went hard.
Exactly, man.
So yeah, that's a good one.
Man, y'all need to go check that out, man. We'll share it on our Facebook page. We try to share a lot of music over there. So and then man, Ghostface just put out a new joint.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, man, that joint go hard, man. Y'all need to hear that, man. Ghost giving you all the energy on that one, man. So y'all better respect that one, man. Wu-Tang is always in the building, man. Some kind of way, they're always in the building.
Yeah.
So and then my man Sticky Fingers put out a new joint, man. Very creative. It's called The Soul of Every Rapper. He references a lot of rappers.
I gotta hear that.
It's dope, man. Please go check that out. Support real hip hop, man, because these guys don't get played on the radio, and it's for a reason, because they don't do that pay to play anymore. You know what I mean? Where, these rappers, they just want good music, and they don't go to the radio and say, please play me, or we'll give you a kickback if you do this and all of that. They don't do that pay to play shit. You know what I mean? So right now they on a under the radar, underground shit. You know what I mean? So please go check that out. Sticky Fingers is called The Soul of Every Rapper.
Yeah, I gotta hear that.
But yeah, that's it for my new music. So just wanted to throw that out there, man. Please go check some of that out, man. We gotta support these legends who be putting out this music that nobody's really talking about. So
yeah, fact.
All right. Let's see. All right, let's jump into some topics, man. We got a few topics we got to go through, so I want to try to go through this. So we were just talking about my man's Tony Hawk came out and found an old picture of him and Tupac that kind of got lost in the shuffle over the years, and he finally found it. Tell us a little bit more about that.
Basically about the photo. From what I understand, like it's saying this was really before Tupac even had his first album.
Mm-hmm.
It was I think it was the House of Blues that they was at.
Okay,
it was in the House of Blues. That Pac was like really the nicest person. White people always say that shit. They were the nicest Negro they met all night. And
I think that.
I'm just. Hey, Tony Hawk. I'm fucking with you, man.
We love you, Tony.
Hey, Tony, you all right? Tony, all right.
It is kind of cliche when y'all do that.
Yeah, but y'all do that shit all the time. Yeah, like, that's the nicest Negro. He wouldn't hurt a fly.
Right.
Yeah, of course he shot those two cops. Like, they're fucking with him. I'd shot him too. Nice guy, swell guy.
I'm sure Tony's an out.
Nah, Tony cool. Tony cool.
It's almost like that's their preface on, I don't want to get my ass beaten. I don't want to speak wrong, so I'm just gonna preface it. But he's a nice guy.
No. But nah, I'm just bullshitting Tony. But nah, it was really cool to see that. Yeah, man, like things like, because he said this is when Pac was with the Digital Underground, like he was performing same song.
Yeah.
And yeah, man.
He said he saw him just kind of standing off by himself because he said nobody really knew him, so he wasn't really popular. He was known from the Digital Underground, but he was just kind of hanging out by himself over in the corner somewhere. Yeah. So he ran over to him like, yo, what's up, man? I like what you do, and took a picture with him, but I guess the picture got lost over the years, you know what I mean?
Man, and the thing, like, this dude, you know what I'm saying, to how iconic Tupac is now, you know what I'm saying? Even after especially, that's kind of funny. Shout out to Doggy Diamonds again, because he he talked about, people don't mention Shock G. He said, man, shit, if it wasn't for Shock G, I wouldn't have Pop.
Yep, exactly.
And, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like what he brought.
Shock
But it's
G was
just
a genius, man.
Yeah, man. But it was just like that was like full circle because like that photo and then him talking about that, like how that all that comes together. And it's just, yeah, man, like it's really, those in the 90s and stuff, you had magical moments like that. Like you had like Kurt Cobain and Biggie hanging, like actually hanging out. You know what I'm saying? Like you had that shit, but you know what I'm saying? But now it's just, I don't know what it is now. But
I don't either.
Yeah, but it's either here or there. I don't want to be the old guy in here talking about, you whippersnappers. You fucking whipped back in my day. You had to do this. Yeah, I don't want to be like that. But yeah.
But I will say this, man. I caught on to Tupac pretty early because as soon as he came out with Digital Underground, I was like, yo, this dude is dope. He is outshining Digital Underground on this song. You know what I mean? I was listening to the song like, damn, I just want to hear his part sometime. You know what I mean? So, he did his thing, man. Same song, all the joints he did with them. What was that?
Same song. There was another one he did.
Around. Was that with them?
I Get Around was on his album. That was strictly for my niggas.
Yeah.
But Pop did some other stuff with him too.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a little less known, but it was more. But that was more a Digital Underground thing. Trying to think off the top of my head. I know like the Sons of the P, that album, the one that has No Nose Job on there is a song that he's on there with.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what's up. But yeah, man, so he was definitely doing his thing from the beginning. So
yeah,
I remember liking him immediately. You know what I mean? So I think that's dope that Tony Hawk was able to meet him at that point, before he really blew up.
Yeah.
So and then, we want to give a shout out to my man's Big Daddy Kane, one of the dopest lyricists in the game, but he was shouting out, DJ Hollywood, because Snoop Dogg brought out DJ Hollywood, and that was so dope, man, for the 50th, hip hop 50th anniversary, or birthday, whatever you want to call it. And, Snoop Dogg was, that's a G move right there, man.
That's what I'm saying. What Melly Mel did, with this and them. I mean, you, as an MC, you should go at it, but it's just like now you tarnish your legacy. Now, like this band, DJ Hollywood, I mean, he didn't have like a super round scheme, really.
Right.
But what he did, he was just having fun, and he spit out his rhymes. The crowd was feeling it. It was dope that he brought them out.
Exactly.
And it was really good. And what's really good about it is, people like Snoop Dogg, Nas, like they're kind of like in the upper echelon of rap. You know what I'm saying? They make a lot of money. So for them to kick back and like, look, I wouldn't be doing this if it wasn't for y'all to bring them up.
Mm-hmm.
That's a cool thing. Side note, yeah, I think Shan actually got back, with Nas and stuff, which is good. I mean, it's still kind of bittersweet because it's like you're gonna do all this shit, but then he's still grateful to come through and whatnot.
Yeah. I'm glad that Shan kind of acknowledged that and apologized to Nas because he was really in his feelings on that one because most people knew he was just out of pocket. You know what I mean? So
yeah, man.
Shout out to Shan for that, man. So him and Nas, took a little video flick together and he was telling he respects him and all of that good stuff and how he apologized. And speaking of apologies, you brought up Melly Mel, so we got to announce. He's officially, called it quits on the thing with Eminem and said he apologizes for that because he was out of pocket on that one. He actually said he regrets his response because it fell short. He said his actual response, he realized it fell short.
Nigga, nigga, I'm sorry.
It fell short about a couple of decades, bro.
Shit, man. Nah, it fell short with it.
Right. And
he did that. I'm like, yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. I know that's a trademark, but I mean, at the same time, like, I don't know, because like even with I think about like rappers like Rick Ross. Because it's pretty much the same shit.
Right.
But his is more like mellowed out. You know what I'm saying? It's like a more for like a So like when you're hearing that, it's like okay.
Yeah.
But you're the and my man's on the reaction though. My man was like, I forgot who it was, but my man, please don't tell me you came in no 2023 with the rock joint.
Face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Please don't tell me you came in here for the 2023 joint with the rock.
Yeah. He kind of roasted them. And he actually did the performance, like he was rapping like Nelly Bell. That shit was funny as shit. Y'all gotta see that, man.
Oh, I had to see that.
I'm gonna have to share that one on my
shit
too. So,
but I mean, yeah, I just hate that he, kind of took the and really, like I said, a lot of people kind of got mixed feelings about it. But really, when I listened to the problem I had though, like I think M shouldn't have been on the man's track to diss him. Like he should have been on his own. Like that was kind of like, you know what I'm saying? Like you got a new artist, he just gets started, and now you like not that these people are gonna whoop this guy's ass, but now you put him in beef. You know what I'm saying? Something he probably didn't really, want to be a part of. Like he just want to rap and But then it's like Eminem was like, yeah, we're gonna put, I'm gonna talk about this guy. I'm gonna talk about the game,
right? Which
actually game is gangster. I ain't gonna.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, nah, I ain't. I ain't gonna take that away from him. Game is gangster.
Yeah, man.
But it's just a lot of beef that now you kind of inherited that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that didn't need to be inherited.
Yeah, man. I'm just glad that it didn't go any further than
Yeah. Like it's on wax. Yeah.
And speaking of apologies, my man Uncle Luke, man, he said, and I kind of agree with him. He felt like, Florida is owed an apology because they didn't get really shouted out for hip hop 50th anniversary. And Florida, man, has done a lot for hip hop.
Man, let me tell you, just like I was saying off camera, man, if it wasn't for Luke, love him or hate him, if it wasn't for Luke, the music that we got today would not be here at all because he fought and that group, Two Live Crew. Rest in peace to my man that passed away. Who's the Asian guy?
Yeah,
the Asian cat.
I forget his name.
He was like the first Asian cat in hip hop.
You're right. Exactly.
Yeah. So, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So
my apologies, I forget his name.
we brought it up on the show, but like if it wasn't for them, they would not. Yeah, the sound that we got today, the landscape would not be there.
Definitely, man.
Yeah.
So, man. And I mean, that Miami-based sound, man. That's all them. You know what I mean? They brought all that to hip hop, and so they created a whole, side genre of hip hop. You know what I mean? So,
well, De La Soul technically shouted them out. They did.
Okay.
Yeah, I think they did like something about like I forgot what it was. It was on one of their albums talking about like Miami bass is cool with me, something like that.
Oh, okay.
Something like that.
Well, it's kind of just like MC Shan say, if you don't make me do the shows, keep my fucking name out your mouth. Nah, we're just joking, man. I'm sure Uncle Luke ain't salty like that, but I definitely agree that Florida has to be acknowledged, specifically right there in Miami, man. A lot of Miami just. Blew up with hip hop,
like us, and then love him or hate him, Ross is a powerhouse, man. I mean, as far as the skill set and what he's doing, but he definitely. He ain't like my favorite rapper, but as far as like, you can't say the man can't rap one.
Yeah,
and then you can't say
he's a good mixture.
Yeah, he's a good. Yeah, he know the modern. Like that versus. Really, it was good to see that verse between him and 2 Chainz. Well, 2 Chainz got small.
Right.
But it was
Ross said he's ready to do another one.
Because I would like to see him go up against somebody. You know what I'm saying? Because like he got storytelling. He got the club song. Like it was good to really see that because he had like a different. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, Florida definitely need to be put on the map, man. Especially like they get excluded. Because it's like even with the South, bad enough the South gets excluded, but then like Florida's like, I mean, literally pissing on Cuba, talking about like, nah, fuck that shit,
right?
So
I mean, without 2 Live Crew, we wouldn't have had like the 69 Boys and Tag Team, and Trina and Trick Daddy, and come on, man, all of these people who just, they took what Uncle Luke, that seed, and they just kind of blossomed. You know what I mean? So then, like you said, Rick Ross, Pitbull, Flo Rida, come on, man. Come on, man. The list goes on, man. I mean,
the tag team, boom, there it is. I mean, you put that on right now, people.
Man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. They, remember they was in that commercial a couple of years ago.
Yeah,
that was funny. I like that little commercial they was in. But yeah, so definitely shout out to Florida, man, for the hip hop anniversary. I personally thank y'all for y'all contribution.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, you can say, well, they don't do lyricism like other people do, but that's cool. But they have their own style.
Yeah, I think, and that's the thing. I think, us being purists, we kind of forget, like, I mean, it's nothing wrong with being a purist and listening for lyrics, but at the same time, like, you gotta, other people, they do their things in different ways, and as long as it's, fresh and it's like got some thought into it, I think that's the problem. Sometimes it's just some shit don't have thought into it. It's just like, what the fuck is this? But some stuff is like, okay, this may not be boom bap, but all right, I can deal with it.
Yeah,
what I'm saying.
Definitely.
So
yeah, I love it, man. Because I was definitely pumping some of that music, man. 2 Live Crew, I was definitely pumping that. They joined. I wanna rock. In my hair. Shake the shake the shake the Exactly. You knew what you was getting when you heard Uncle Luke. I was definitely pumping up Trina. You know what I mean? Trick Daddy, man. He was doing his thing in the early days, man. But either way, shout out to Florida. Let's move on because we have a few more topics.
Yeah.
So, all right. So let's talk about Trump and Giuliani. You know what I mean? They getting caught up on the RICO charges, man. What we got for them?
Man, we got I don't know. I'll try to
anything. Give them they got slapped with the RICO charges.
They got slapped with that shit.
You know what I mean?
Man. Cause what I didn't understand is shout out to 5 Mike, because I saw this on his Instagram, and it was that Giuliani was the person that actually came up with the RICO law.
Yeah,
and the fact that he gonna get hit with RICO charges,
exactly,
and he's looking at this like, damn, I know how this works.
But you know what? It ain't much different than Joe Biden and that crime bill, and now his son is crackhead.
Yeah. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, man.
Let me get 2 cracks.
Yo, shout out to Doe the Doug sharing that shit. Boy, I hollered. Get 2 cracks.
Yo,
2 cracks.
2 cracks, joint, man.
2 cracks.
But all these politicians are, for the most part, hypocrites, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So Giuliani and them, man, I'm glad they're getting bit with their own, Pitbull. So
but they really need to, what I'm saying? They probably trying to do that so because like I said, if I doubt they will, because RICO's you don't really come back from if they get hit with this. Or should I say, if they get hit with this, or if they shake this off, the people that, if 2024 rolls around and they running, they might want to look out for that one.
Yeah, man.
Because if they get in office, it's gonna be like, it's gonna be a wrap.
So we'll see what happens with that, man. But you live in that corrupt state of mind, man. Eventually, it's gonna catch up to you, man. Yeah. All of that shit they did, man, it's catching up to them. You know what I mean? And it was so funny, man. When I saw the whole thing with Joe Biden's son smoking that shit, I was like, yo, You're the son of a politician that's been the vice president and now the president, and you out here smoking crack, dude.
But my thing is crack. What we
Why don't you smoke crack?
Dang, son. Dang, I'm about to say, where's Joe Clark when we need him? Smoke crack, don't you? Exactly. Hunter, smoke crack. Go ahead, jump. Yeah.
I couldn't help it. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, you good.
Yeah,
go ahead, jump on it. Jump. But I mean, that shit was just, that's what I'm saying. All that stuff, crack, Crown Bill, Rico, all that was designed for us to get in. The fact that they getting hit with their own shit and their own medicine is very amusing to me.
Absolutely, man. I love it. They don't get a taste of their own medicine.
Get a taste.
But and then speaking of law enforcement, you know what I mean? They got a new documentary out on Hulu called Whoop Whoop. That's the sound of the police. Whoop Whoop. That's the sound of the beast. Whoop Whoop. That's the sound of the police. Whoop Whoop. That's the sound of the beast. Sound clear. You gonna go into it? Oh man, go into that all day. That's a classic right there.
Classic.
The beat classic, the rhymes, all of that. But yeah, it's about police brutality and how it's developed over the years from way back in like the Klan days. You know what I mean? Even though the Klan's still around, but the origins of the Klan days and how police have been kind of corrupt even from back then. So definitely go check that out, man. That's definitely worth your time.
Yeah, definitely gotta check that out.
So I'm gonna be checking that out. I'll let y'all know how it is maybe on next week's show.
I might have to borrow somebody's Hulu code. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Nah, I'm playing. I think I should be good.
Yeah.
My Disney paid up. My Hulu should be paid up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I got the bundle joint.
Got you.
If Disney ain't in,
mm-hmm.
Yeah, I might have to borrow somebody's little joint. You know what I mean? Yeah.
But yeah, and speaking of the police, man, we're gonna need y'all to crack down. You know what I mean? Because somebody stole the East 99 street sign for Bone Thugs and Harmony Way.
Man,
I mean, it was up there one day before somebody stole it, man. It's like, come on, y'all.
I think someone did that.
Something.
Yeah, I think that someone did that. That was probably a fanatic or.
Yeah, I mean,
that's only. I don't think Bone Thugs and Harmony. I don't think they really, outside of the beef that, which I mean, they cool now, obviously, but outside the beef with 3-6 Mafia, I don't really see them having too many beefs with anybody. So yeah, I agree. I think that was just like you said, it was a fanatic who just really just wanted to probably just put that up in their room somewhere. Yeah.
I got the sign. It's in my room. Because I don't think people did it out of spite or hate for Bone Thugs. Like, we don't, how sometimes, you put up a mural of a rapper and somebody write graffitis on it because they don't like the rapper. I don't think it was something like that.
I immediately went to Prodigy, when he passed. They put the mural up and someone splashed paint all over it.
Yeah, they did it twice.
Yeah, they did it. Yeah.
I was like, damn, dude. Damn. I mean, come on, man. It ain't that big of a deal, man. I mean, the man is dead and gone. You know what I mean? So I don't know, man. I just feel like they should have left that alone. I don't know if they ever redid the mural a third time or not.
I don't think they did.
You don't think so?
Yeah, okay. I think they. I mean, well, shit. I mean, that's a lot of work, and then go back and do it again, and like, damn, I gotta do this. And like, nah,
right, exactly.
I'm tired. You know what I'm saying? Shit. But
it is what it is. That's life, man. But yeah, so anyway, I hope they put the sign back up, for Bone Thugs and them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Anyway, let's go ahead and move on. We got to talk about the lady from the airplane who said she saw something that wasn't human. She has now come out and apologized for her actions, saying that she overreacted.
Look, man, I'm just gonna say they got to her ass.
Yeah. Somebody got to her.
That's just what I feel. That's what I feel. That's what I feel. Look, you know what? They probably threatened her with that little motherfucker that was in the plane. Like, look, we're gonna leash this motherfucker on you.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't go full and apologize, we gonna leave this motherfucker come in your house tonight.
Yeah, man.
And break up all your shit.
Remember in They Clone Tyrone, they were saying that it was like, hey, do we just walk away and let this shit be? You know, we know there's some evil shit going on, but do we just walk away? But so they might have got to him like, yeah, let's just walk away and act like you ain't seen nothing.
And just
you didn't see anything.
Yeah, I personally believe, because going back looking at that video, yeah, they said she was drunk, but she was clear. Her high was broke.
Was coherent.
Yeah, that shit was broke. Yeah, nah, that shit was broke. And then she was like, yeah, I'm sorry for my language.
Right.
I'm like, bitch, no one cared about your language. Nobody was mad about that.
But if you really pay attention, when I heard her apology, she never actually said, I didn't see anything. She just more so apologized for her outburst. It was more so like, I'm sorry for my language. I'm sorry I disrupted the plane, and I'm sorry that I acted that way or I reacted that way. She never said, I lied and I didn't see anything.
Mm-hmm.
If you really listen to that, unless I'm wrong, but when I heard it, I didn't hear that.
Yeah, shit. I think
I was waiting for her to say it, and I was like, okay, so she didn't actually say she didn't see something. She just apologized for her reaction.
It's too much, man.
You might be right. She's, you didn't see anything.
Listen,
they've been in black to her ass.
Yeah, they pretty much, yeah. Yeah, they sure did. Came out with that damn clicky pen and shit.
Yeah, that's funny, man.
Man, I'm telling you, there's a lot, because they was up there saying that, speaking of, since we on that subject, and it's kind of funny too, like, it's bad when like people like Tony Baker, the comedians up there saying like, hey man, the government is talking about they got aliens, and he actually said that shit on his set. They talking about they got, and y'all ain't, what I'm saying? People should be mad about that shit.
Yeah.
But the thing of it is, just we're so bogged down because there's just so much shit going on. Yeah. Like if and I think that's why they waited to the time they did, because they've always been here. I'm gonna put that out like that. Yeah. They've always been here, but it's just so now we're at a time where everything is so like it's just so much shit happening. It's like, okay, alien, just like fuck it, just whatever. Yeah. You go ahead and butt fuck the world. Just do it right. Quietly. Let me just do it quietly. Let me just do it over. Let me just be over here, and y'all do the butt. Y'all start the butt fucking, and I'll just be right here. Tell me gonna be some pressure. So you wine and dine me first, and then start. You just what I'm saying.
And y'all, forgive our language. I know we get a little.
We just joke.
We just joking.
These are jokes.
I don't like the way the world is today. It's like you can't say nothing nowadays. No. You can't even say somebody's dead. You got to say, oh, they're unalive. You know what I mean?
I kind of like unalive.
I mean, it's not that bad, but it's like, why do we keep having to change shit? Because everybody's so sensitive, It's like, it's just the word dead. It's you know what I mean? Deceased. You can't say that no more.
I like the way the English do it. Like, instead of saying when they're dead, they say they're ex. Like, this is an ex. This person's ex. Right. Like, he ex. Like, this is an ex-parent. You know what I'm saying? So that means, like, they're dead.
Yeah, man. But, it is what it is. I just think it's funny. But anyway, we can go ahead and move on here. So let's talk about ex-NFL player Michael Orr.
Yep.
He found out here just recently that the Tui family that supposedly had adopted him, and they made the movie The Blind Side found out that they never fully adopted him. They actually only did a conservatorship on him, which is kind of what Britney Spears went through.
Damn.
It's just basically where somebody has control over your shit. You know what I mean? It's not like they're claiming you as family. It's just that, they're putting themselves in control of you financially and, on paper and shit like that.
Damn, so they basically made this nigga a slave.
Right. And so, he feels like he's owed a lot of money and stuff like that. And I think that's really messed up because he said that he was led to believe that they had actually adopted him. Now, they are saying that they didn't adopt him because of him being 18 and he was 18 at the time, which I don't think that makes a difference. You can still adopt somebody when they're a full adult. You know what I mean? People do that shit all the time. I've seen people do that shit.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's a lame ass excuse. Now, if y'all can produce proof that the government said, oh, we couldn't adopt him because he was 18 or older, we had to do a conservatorship. Even if that's the case, you still made him believe he was fully adopted, like as a family member, not just we in charge of you, nigga. You know what I mean? It's like, come on, man, don't do that to somebody. At least explain to them he was old enough. He wasn't like some 5-year-old who didn't know shit. He was he was 18, so you could have told him, look, here's the way we're gonna do it, and it's gonna put us in charge of you financially, and all the money stuff, we'll handle that, but we'll break you off, blah blah blah. But y'all didn't do that. No, you know what I mean? Y'all kind of hid stuff from this man, so I don't blame him for being mad. And he's, from what I understand, he's suing him. So what is your take on this whole thing?
Sue the hell out of them.
Right.
Matter of fact, what you need to do, you need to go to the store, get you a whip, and start whipping them motherfuckers like this.
Not a whip.
Yeah, take them motherfuckers back to 1865. Whip
wow.
Before June 19th.
Right.
Before June 19th. Take it back to 1865.
Right.
Before June 19th. And whip
right.
they ass. Do the little.
Like J5 did in Django.
Yeah, do the little double.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Do the little double swing. Like, that double swing
like
with
double
that rip. Whip they ass.
Yeah, man, definitely. That's wrong of them. So, of course, the family's going to deny it. No, we didn't do anything wrong,
Oh.
But, the facts are the facts. A conservatorship is not an adoption, and that shit should have been made clear to him. That's nowhere near an adoption.
Yeah, y'all.
You know what I mean? That's like when somebody dies and you do like a power of attorney. I'm not adopting this person. I'm just taking over their financial shit, their paperwork. You know what I mean? So, come on.
Yeah, they when they're trying to hide stuff and everything. But like you said, if they explain it to them, and they could have done that, but no, they wanted all the money for themselves and use him to make them rich. But then he got to, you know what I'm saying? That's bullshit.
Yeah, he didn't get paid off the Blindside movie or none of that shit. They got all the money from that.
Yeah.
So, I just think it's kind of, foul to do some shit like that.
They probably on TV. Yeah, you know what? We take care of our neighbor.
Right.
I mean, Michael.
But, again, just jokes, y'all.
Just jokes.
But yeah, man, it's foul, man. I hope that, he gets the final proper compensation from that. So, before we wrap it up, we got to talk about hip hop's 50th anniversary. Am I leaving out anything? Because I went through my checklist and I might have forgot some topics, but I believe
I think we covered everything.
So we had hip hop's 50th anniversary back on the 11th, which was last Friday. And they celebrated big, man. They did a big joint in Yankee Stadium. No, I'm sorry. Was it Friday? Was it?
Yeah, I think they did the Yankee Stadium. I think they had, for what I understand, they did. I think Friday was Yankee. Yeah, Friday was Yankee Stadium.
Yeah,
that was the actual day. The day after, they did something.
But the day of the actual anniversary, is it the 11th?
Yeah, it was the 11th.
Okay.
So
I couldn't remember.
So the next day they had something out in the park, and that was free.
Yeah, and which is dope.
Yeah, I heard Fat Joe tore it down.
That's what's up, man.
He did Flojo and brought out DITC.
Wow, yeah, that's what's up.
That's what I heard.
I mean, you can't represent without DITC, man. I mean, they made a huge impact, especially on Bronx culture. I mean, you had Lord Finesse. I mean, he was one of the dopest lyricists. You had Showbiz and AG. I mean, they was killing the game.
Yep.
You had Big L, representing Harlem. I mean, you had Diamond D. Come on, man. One of the
best rap producers.
Man, they was just one of the dopest conglomerates in hip hop, man. Who else they had? Did I miss anybody?
What was it?
Fat Joe was an honorary member, of course.
But it was
I feel like it's somebody else, at least one other.
Not Wild Child, but was it Buck Wild or something?
I'm not sure. But either way, that's it, man. Y'all go back and listen to anything with DITC, digging in the crates. And you're gonna have
oh man,
you're gonna have a good day listening to music.
Shoot, that represent joint. The Michael Big Girl, the one that Kick Flames God known for sending garbage MCs to the grave, yo. Yo, that shit that represent joint.
Represent. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Nas said Big L was the one rapper that he was actually scared of when he first came out. He was like, yo, this dude, I don't know if I can fuck with him.
Big L, so, monster.
Yeah, man.
Shoot. Yeah, if Big L would have lived and got the machine behind him, yeah, you wouldn't be hearing about Jay-Z.
Exactly.
I'm gonna tell you that right now.
Yeah, man.
I'm gonna tell you that right now. You wouldn't hear. I mean, I think Nas would have been okay.
Yeah,
I think he'd have been okay, but he probably wouldn't have been.
Imagine if him and L did some songs together.
Oh, that'd have been nice. That'd have been epic.
But yeah, man, and let's give some shout outs to some other people who we need to be celebrating for the Hip Hop 50th. Let's give a shout out to
we do need to shout out Nas because he brought out Cool G Rap into the fast lane.
Yeah, man, he did that with the Cool G Rap. Yep, that's a classic right there, man. Living the fast life, the fast cars. Everywhere we go, people know.
Oh, and he brought out Lauryn Hill.
Oh,
when they did, they brought out Lauryn Hill for his song, the I Rule the World, not If I Rule the World, but was not the message. What the hell that song? Is it out? Not
I Rule the World, yeah.
It is.
That's what he did with Lauryn Hill.
Yeah.
He did two with her. That he did one on one of the old, not one of the old King's Disease. He did one. Yeah. The original was If I Rule the World.
They did. That's one thing I will say. They definitely made like a good
team.
Yeah, that's one.
They could have done a dope album.
Yeah, I would love to hear like a Nas and Lauryn Hill album collab.
Speaking of collab albums, y'all should go back and listen to the Nas and Damian Marley collab.
I do need to listen
to that. That is dope. I had a copy of that. I don't know what I did with it over the years, but I might still have it somewhere. Hiding in the
box. Hunter buy and get the whole tour.
Right,
because he probably sold it for crack. Man, that shit fire.
Yeah, man.
I don't get $5. Let me get crack.
It's two good artists, baby. Let me get two.
Let me get one per artist. Two niggas on this shit. I mean? Look, them Hennessy prices ain't fucking with it. Math ain't math.
Oh, that's so funny, man. But yeah, shout out to Nas because that was a dope collab album. And one thing I saw that was kind of messed up, the Cold Crush was able to do a performance, but it was messed up because Sha Rock was trying to get in on the 50th and they did not allow her to perform. So Cold Crush invited her on stage and allowed her to just sit on stage while they were performing. Yo, she was not allowed to perform.
Shout out to the Cold Crush.
That's dope. That's love right there.
Shout out to the Cold Crush.
You young rappers need to take a note from that, man, because that's how you support your fellow artists. You know?
Yeah, that's messed up, man. I mean, especially for her. I mean, I know we had the argument with who's the first female MC, hip hop. If she wasn't the first, she was one of the first. She deserved to be there.
Yeah, man.
Shout out MC. Shout out Sha Rock.
Yeah, man. I definitely felt bad seeing that, but I'm glad that they did that because she said what happened was they tried to make her feel better by saying, "Oh, we'll give you a ticket. You can attend the show and just sit in the audience." She's like, "Nah,
bitch,
what am I doing in the audience?
Motherfucker, you know the fuck I am."
I mean, she goes back to the '70s hip hop, not just the '80s. The 70s,
it's like
what I mean, come on.
When y'all up there listening to hip hop. Y'all came along, when she came along, y'all probably like stealing your dad's nutsack.
Right.
Damn near hit the wall.
Exactly. Yo, stupid as hell, man. But yeah, shout out to MC Sha Rock, man, the pioneer. They was one of the first, if not the first, I'm not sure, they might have been the first group to perform on Saturday Night Live back in the 70s.
Oh, yeah.
Her and the Funky Four. So,
I thought it was 1981.
Was it 81? I thought it was the 70s when they did that. I might be wrong. We'll have to fact check that. We'll fact check that. And by the time this is loaded up and edited for YouTube, I'll have it on screen. So, but yeah, man. And then, I want to also give a shout out to the Fat Boys for the 50th because they had a big impact on hip hop. You know, we lost two of them, Buffy, aka Darren Robinson. We also lost Prince Marky D. But you know, Kool Rock Ski is still alive and kicking. So shout out to all of them because they were huge for me, man. I mean, I could listen to the Fat Boys all day. You know what I mean?
Man, Fat Boy.
Especially the beatbox.
I can't do this. Stick 'em, ha ha ha, stick 'em. Stick 'em, ha ha ha, stick 'em.
Yeah, man, that's my joint. So yeah, shout out to them. Shout out to Curtis Blow. You know, my namesake. You know what I mean, for being known as the king of rap at one point. He's still alive and kicking.
Say basketball in the face, boy.
I like the way they dribble up and down the court. He had a joint. I remember one of my favorite joints from him was called AJ Scratch because his DJ was AJ. Yeah.
You wanna see it?
Exactly. Yep. He was the original If I Ruled the World. So that's where Nas got it from. You know what I mean? If I ruled the world. That's where it came from him. So yeah, you know what I mean?
I love him, baby.
Yes, sir.
All right, we'll stop.
And you know, I mean, I like, you know, when people do remakes, like, you know, remember when Bow Wow did the remake of Playing Basketball? They're playing basketball.
Oh yeah, he did a good remake on it.
We love that, man. Skid.
Yeah, he did.
So yeah, that was dope. You know what I mean? But yeah, and Run DMC, we gotta shout them out. You know what I mean? Because they were trendsetters and really pushing the culture forward.
Yeah, shout out to DMC. You know, personally.
Man. Yeah, DMC personally because he granted us a nice interview.
Yep.
We met him at Comic-Con a few years ago.
Yep.
That was I was on a high for many days after that, man.
Yeah.
Can't even believe we was even in the same room as this man. You know, I got a copy of one of his comics and I got it signed. So yeah, that dude is just an extraordinary dude. And I remember my favorite part of that interview was when we asked him about his favorite rappers in the version of superheroes that they would be. Man, when he talked about Chuck D, my God.
Yeah, Chuck D is God, man.
You know, come on. Just tell he reverenced Chuck D, man.
Yeah, man.
So and he was out before Chuck D, you know what I mean? So, you know, but yeah, he said when he heard Chuck D, he just knew the heavens were speaking. So yeah, Chuck D and Public Enemy, we gotta shout them out. Yep. Gotta shout out to Cold Crush because they opened doors and never got
Grandmaster Caz.
Yeah, man.
Specifically Grandmaster Caz.
Exactly. And they never got a lot of credit. They got ripped off financially. They got ripped off, man, because they should be freaking billionaires right now. But so they are pioneers. You know, let's see, Kumo D, the Treacherous 3. You know what I mean? Busy B, Love Bug, Starsky. You know what I mean?
Rest in peace.
Yeah, man. Rest in peace. Let me see. Who else we got? Spoonie G, Schoolie D. You know what I mean? PSK.
Drinking that green.
People always saying,
what the hell did that mean?
Yes, sir. Y'all know what it is.
Good.
Let's see. Who else we got? There was a group called the Skinny Boys. You know what I mean? They was dope. You know what I mean?
Where were they at? They
were out of New York too, I believe. But they had a couple of hit songs. They still actually out there performing.
Okay, that's what's
up. I follow them on Instagram. They still actually have an Instagram page and all of that. So
that's what's up. Cause that's funny you said that. Cause I mean I didn't know they're like they started off as teenagers.
Yeah.
But that's one thing that Doggy Dog was saying. Like we don't really talk about like some of the young people at that time that was like Shaheem, Crisscross, the youngsters.
Yeah.
The youngsters out of Philly. So
exactly,
like, yeah, man.
Man. Philly came a long way. We had Steady B, Cool C out of Philly, youngsters, Muhammadia. I mean, come on.
Three times dope.
Come on, man. 3 times dope.
Well, if we did a lyrical breakdown, in effect, which I kind of fucked up. But that was a hell of a breakdown.
Yeah, that was a good one, man.
Yeah.
Steady B was that dude, man. We bought that album, me and my brother. I can't remember which one of us purchased it, but we got a copy when that first came out. Their very first album. It was just such a dope concept, man. And they was, making good music. And I did the EST haircut one time. You know what I mean? It didn't come out that great, but I tried it. You know, I tried it. So,
Nicholas one.
That was my dude. You know what I mean? So we have Beanie Siegel and State Property out of Philly. You know what I mean? We got RJ Payne representing Philly. Who else? Cassidy.
Cash Money and Marvelous.
Cash Money and
All
Marvelous.
the ugly people be quiet. Hey, Cash, tell me what you're the king of. Turntable, up the turntable, up the turntable, up the turntable.
Yes, Philly's in the building. Will Smith came out of Philly. So man, we
before he smacked rap.
Right.
Boy, smacking niggas.
Like, no.
I ain't want that, Will. I'm just fucking with you.
You know, we joking. But still, it's a dope thing, man. You know. Anyway, but yeah, that's Philly is representing in the building. Jill from the Rough Riders, you know what I mean. So she did a big for Philly. But anyway, who else can we represent? Let's give some shout outs. Who else? Let's go back a little bit to the earlier days of hip hop. Let's give a shout out to Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Andre Harrell represented big time. I did a tribute to them. Because one of my favorite joints from them was a song called AM PM, and they had a part of that song called the Shark Rap, and so I did a little tribute to them on that. Man, me and my brother used to go bananas over that part. The Shark Rap. I don't know why that shit just resonated with us. So dope. So shout out to them and rest in peace to Andre Harrell. I'm not sure if the other guy passed away or not, but I know Andre Harrell did. Who else? Any other groups that you can think of? Funky 4+1 Let's see.
Fantastic Five,
Grandmaster Flash, the Furious Five. That was the thing you did back in the day. You had to put a number in your name because with Fat Boys, it was originally called the Disco 3.
Yep, the Disco 3.
But they had actually taken that name from another group that was called the Disco 3. But I think the other group did more like singing music. And so the Fat Boys just kind of adopted that as a rap group, but then they later changed it to the Fat Boys once they realized, that we don't want to keep using the same name as somebody else. So
and the Fat Boys kind of fit them, especially for what they were doing.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
And remember that movie they had? They used to come up. Yeah.
That's a classic, man.
Classic.
I got to hook, man. Me and my nephew got to sit down and watch that because he's a hip hop head too. He loves old school hip hop. He's only 21. And he loves old school. Man, me and him will sit back and listen to shit like Kumo D and all that. Kid and Play, shout out to them.
Oh yeah, shout out. Oh, I've seen like a little thing that Kid and Play was talking about how they brought up, they would Salt and Pepper brought them in. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Salt and Pepper broke them in.
Yeah.
But then, he said, we broke in people like Martin Lawrence.
Who was the Salt and Pepper movie that they did on Lifetime? They actually showed it on how they met Martin Lawrence.
Yeah, Martin Lawrence.
And all of them. So yeah.
And I'm trying to think of the other guy that was on Living Company. Was it Tommy Davidson? I think it was Tommy Davidson.
Tommy Davidson was on Living Color, was it him?
But I think they talked about him. They talked about Kwame. Yeah, man. So, we broke them in. It's like when we wanted to, Salt and Pepper did that for us. And it's like one of the videos that before people even know about them, they were like the background dancers, him and like Kid was like in the background. I was like, wow.
Yeah, man.
So man. The 80s. One thing I will say though, the 80s hip hop. I mean, the 90s was dope. Don't get me wrong. I think the 90s, especially like when we had Pac, Nas, Biggie. Even though I don't really, I have to give Jay-Z some credit on that too. Snoop. I mean, the Wu-Tang. Like the 90s flipped it, but like the 80s, I think it was definitely 80s was definitely more fun. Like everybody was, you had your shits, but everybody was really trying to pull in together to make it an art.
Dougie Fresh, the Get Fresh crew, Slick Rick, Chubb Rock, Special Ed,
Chubb Rock, those names, man.
Yeah,
people should respect Chubb Rock, man. He did a lot, man. treat him right. Joint.
Yeah, I'm glad he got his radio show too now on XM Radio.
Oh, okay, that's what's up. That's what's
he got
up.
his own show now, so that's what's up, man. Heather B, she's she on XM Radio.
Yep, Heavy D.
Heavy D, man,
listen. We don't talk about Heavy D enough. Like, I knew he had the song with Michael Jackson. I did not know he had a song with Janet Jackson either. That's what yeah.
Oh yeah. You're right. He did. Because I almost forgot about that for a minute. But yeah, you're right. He did.
But like Heavy D was like an anomaly. Like if you knew what he did now, like the things he did, like he did pop shit.
Yeah.
He did reggae, rap, hardcore rap, posse groups. Mm-hmm. Like he did a whole plethora.
Yeah, man.
But people would, but but you wouldn't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, and people respect him for him because, like man, Heavy did everything, man.
Yeah, and y'all, in the comments, let us know who was like some of the first hip hop artists that you heard. Like, what's your earliest memory?
Yeah, man.
That kind of influenced you. Even if you like a new jack, you was born in the 2000s and whatnot. You just like 20-something years old. Who was the first hip hop acts that you heard that really made you just love that genre of music? For me, it was like, Run DMC, the Fat Boys. I mean, that's when I really just fell in love with it. But I mean, I heard rap before them, but they just really had me just going mind blown. Of course, you had Jam on It, Nucleus. That was the first record I ever bought.
Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Boogie B, and I'm a Jam on Production. You see, because I don't know.
I forgot the lyrics on that. That's my joint though. I wish I still had that record, man. I'm so mad I lost that one, but I had that at one point. That was the first record I ever bought. All of the people who were down with First Priority, like Top Billin', Audio 2, MC Light, all of those, it was a bunch of acts that came out of there. Positive K. I remember this dude named Barshaw. He was dope. I really wish he kept making music. What's another group? What was the other group? Alliance. They were dope. You know what I mean? Who else? Let's go back. Antoinette. If it wasn't for her, we wouldn't really have a big thing with MC Light. She helped MC Light kind of give her career. Roxanne Shante, UTFO. You know what I mean? It all just blends together, man. Y'all got to understand, these are people who really helped to kick those doors in. You know what I mean?
LL Cool J.
LL Cool J.
You gotta give it to
Absolutely. I mean, the man is still dropping music to this day. He came out in 85? You know what I mean? So he about to be 30 years? In a couple of years.
More than 30.
Yeah.
And down there about 80, 85,
40
95.
years. So yeah, in a couple of years it'll be 40 years. My bad.
It'll be 50. Yeah, 85.
So wait a minute, 95,
85, 95,
2005, 2015.
Oh yeah, before.
So 40, yeah.
Man, look, man, I went to training. I had to take off my shoes to count this shit.
We both ain't got it all.
Yeah.
We gotta start counting our fingers.
Yeah, you got
it. But yeah, shout out to L, man, because he really kicked in some doors, man.
Yep.
He's going up against a lot of people like Kumo D, Ice-T. Him and Ice-T cool. Him and Kumo D squashed their joint. You know what I mean? So him and Cannabis went up against each other.
Cool J was really he was really the equivalent. Him and Hammer are probably the equivalent of Michael Jackson in rap.
Okay.
As far as influence and where they was at, what I'm saying, they weren't as big as Michael Jackson, obviously, but they was like the equivalent. You know what I'm saying? So,
but yeah, man. Just want to shout out as many people as we can for hip hop's 50th, man. This is huge.
The dude, South Ghetto Boys.
Yeah, Ghetto Boys, they represent.
Yeah, they thought he had cane, but let's go, man. Flow.
You know nothing about that gold metal flower, man. know what I mean?
Willie D country ass. What?
3 black
crazy senior citizens. I live by the swamp.
Right there, man. He's still doing his thing.
Yo, Willie D.
So yeah, man. The Ghetto Boys, all of those dudes that represented UGK,
M8 Ball, MJG,
man, what?
666,
man. 36 Mafia, 36. Man. Y'all better recognize all of that, man. So yeah, man.
Oh, Goody Mob. That's where CeeLo came from. Mm-hmm. All y'all like that,
yeah,
I like that song.
I like that joke.
I like that joke. But y'all don't remember who's that peak. My family in my window. Pow. Nobody now. Me and my family moving our apartment complex. A neighborhood that was full of vex. They claim that this neighborhood is drug free, but they don't look that way to me.
Yes, sir.
I'm sorry, CeeLo, we kind of messed that up.
Said are they trying to keep crime out or keep
that's it, man. Come on, listen. That Goody Mob.
That was the truth right there.
That Goody Mob album.
Yeah, man. They represented big now. They gave birth to groups like Outkast and Ludacris and all of them, man.
Yeah,
Luda, man, that's one of my favorites. All of them, T.I. and all of them represented for the South. Jeezy.
Have you ever been stuck like a bug in the rug? Nah, man, stop. Jeezy, come over here. Now do the ushering.
Yeah, that would be hilarious.
Nah, because me and Brittany do that all the time, because like when that part come over, like, you ever made love to a thug in the club? So we go, we ever been stuck like a bug in the rug?
That's hilarious. Yo, that's hilarious.
Yo, Jeezy, we just fucking, man. We just fucking with you, man. It's just jokes. It's just jokes. Please.
We just love hip hop.
We love hip hop, man. And we appreciate your contribution, for real.
Yeah, man.
Big Boy don't get enough shine either, man.
Facts.
And off of Outkast, a lot of people, all praises to, 3 Stacks. But, Big Boy just
needs
doing
to get
his
some
thing.
more recognition too, man. I heard 3 Stacks might be working on something, man. It's a rumor, so take it with a grain of salt. But still, I would love to hear something from 3 Stacks, man.
Yeah, but I feel him when I think when he did that interview with Rick Rubin, which I didn't really get a chance to look at it, but the clip was like, man, it's just really no competition. Like,
man.
Like, I've done this. And then no one else ain't nothing out there to make me strive to be like, oh, I'm gonna do this. Because that's the thing. That's the thing, and I think that's the thing I kind of get with Melly Mel, going back to him. It's just like, as an MC, we do, they do feed off each other. Right, so if you putting out some good product, it's like, oh man, that shit nice. I'm gonna go in there and fucking write some shit, fuck that shit up. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I kind of get. Although, the people that he was shooting at, don't get me wrong, they nice, you know what I'm saying? But I understand that, like, you know what I'm saying, as a fan looking outside from like the MC perspective. I put it like that.
Exactly.
So
yeah, man. So y'all do your best to celebrate hip hop's 50th anniversary.
Yeah.
I'm sure we're gonna make it to 100 one day, but right now we gotta celebrate for the 50. So shout out to all those who kicked in those doors. And
shout out to the Midwest, Detroit,
man, we got
Ohio,
yeah, all of those who represent for like New Orleans, like SP and No Limit Soul.
Say no motherfucking P. Ain't for the.
Yeah, man. Cash Money, all of them.
Yeah, man.
So they represented New Orleans real big time, man. So, but yeah, man, you know what I mean? So I just wanted to take some time to get those shout outs, man. Because
for the West, real quick, I definitely got to shout out Mixed Master Spade. Man.
Okay.
Yeah, we got
King
man.
T.
Yeah,
Come on, man.
Come on, man.
God,
do that for the West, man.
Let's see who else we got. Sir Mix-a-Lot was out West, right?
Yeah, I mean that was well, that's still West though.
Yeah,
but Sir Mix-a-Lot really don't get the props he deserves.
You know,
he really don't, cause like a lot of the big butts that's in here now, that was because of him.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Now it took white people 10 years to like the damn song. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But you know what I'm saying? But you see what I did there?
You see what he did?
but the you know what I'm saying? He made it to be cool. Like, hey, it's okay to have a voluptuous body. It's okay to have obviously he was, gearing that towards like black women, but just anybody, you know what I'm saying? Like it's, he kind of pushed that.
Yeah, and I mean, without him, you wouldn't have one of Nicki Minaj's biggest hits, that Anaconda song. You know what I mean?
Anaconda don't want that.
Yes, sir. So, he influenced a whole generation, man. King T was one of my favorites from the West Coast, man. Him and the Alcoholics.
The Alcoholics, man.
Come on now.
They were definitely like, to me, they were definitely like the black version of the Beastie Boys.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's what they were to me, but they were definitely dope. Yeah, shout out Too Short. E40.
Yeah, man.
Spice One.
NWA. Spice One. Oh,
Spice
man. He's
One.
another one. Spice One don't get enough credit. MC8 don't get enough credit.
Yeah, MC8, man.
Come on, man.
Yeah, man. Dre. Yeah, man. Yeah.
So, but anyway, man, I don't want to hold y'all too long because we can talk about, hip-hop shout-outs all day, man. But, just take a moment to reflect on some of your favorite hip-hop groups and acts and, who was the earliest memories you had in hip-hop.
And if we miss some, please charge it to our head.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, it's, it's just a plethora of y'all. So y'all, some people, some things will be omitted.
Yeah.
But not out of like, oh, fuck them. It's just, it's hard to keep all this in your head. But yeah, definitely, man.
One more. I just remember the Mercedes ladies. Shout out to them. They got a book out too. I want to get that book. So anyway, man, did you want to drop anything else before we wrap up the show?
Nah, I think that's it, man. Remember to like, share, subscribe. Like, share, subscribe. Like, share, subscribe. Brothers and sisters, we need funds allocated so we can build the School of Hip Hop.
Yes, sir. School of Hard Knocks in Hip Hop.
Yeah, we standing by.
Yes, sir.
The operator. We got the man that usually work for Jerry's Kids.
Yes, sir.
Working on our shit right now.
He's working on our shit right now. But yeah, man. So this has been episode 251.
251.
And once again, we appreciate y'all. This is your man Kurt, and this is
Howie.
We'll see y'all next time.
Peace.
Oh. Yo. That's funny.